Hello and welcome to the OWXL League All-Star Game. This is it, the kind of culmination of the season here, finished with all the championship games, and excited to get to this All-Star kind of matchup between Team Desert Fox and Team Frogs, the two captains elected to captain these teams. Excited to be here with you, Salt and Pepper and Sarge PKL Casting. Sarge, how are you, man?
Oh, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. I'm so excited for this epic matchup of these amazing players throughout the league.
Yeah, definitely some of the best, just players picked from every team in all tiers in the league. Looking forward to a fun game between them. Got some really kind of what have become household names, so to speak, throughout this season 3. So excited to see them here. We'll be starting off on Lijiang Tower, so we'll get you there quickly. The team's ready to go, so get into this All-Star frenzy. Starting on Lijiang control point, pretty evenly, kind of level playing field rather, not really an objective attack defense, more of a just fight on the point and gain that supremacy. Good place to start here, where the loser will pick the next game in the best of 5 series.
But yeah, starting off with this first map, Lijiang, it's definitely known for really having a good Zarya. Just from what I could think of, I believe Frogs himself is a good Zarya, but it will be interesting to see just how these two teams full of random players just overall come together and figure out what type of comps they can make here. But starting off with it, for Frogs team here, it looks like they're going to be running a dive with Frogs on Winston, Pup Crisis on Diva, Buddha, Junkrat, Hickory on that Zenyatta, and Cardubs on Mercy with Tajin on Tracer. And for Team Desert Fox team, it looks like they're going to be running Desert Fox himself on Diva, Cowboy on Lucio, Horrible I Am on Junkrat, Ryukin on Mercy, Electric Slump on Tracer, and Desert Frost on Reinhardt.
Again, excited to see these teams here after having seen them play throughout the regular season. Frogs, the captain, coming out for Team Frogs is from Squaw, and lost in the semifinal game, I believe, to Danny DeFito, who went on to lose in the finals to Crisis Red. But definitely a playoff contending team, and Frogs was right there at the helm leading there for them. So solid player here, excited to have him. Tajin on that Crisis Red team, that Tracer playing for them as well. So they definitely know each other, played against each other, and playing together here in the All-Star game. Coming immediately out now, Frogs and Fox team both getting up here at the top, looking for a little bit of space before moving into point. It'll open here in about 10 seconds or so, but Horrible I Am right off the bat, getting a fat triple there. Buddha, Frogs, Crundubs all falling, and looks like it will be Desert Fox team cleaning up these kills and getting the point first.
Yeah, definitely just the fact that they're able to get in there, and Junkrat, just the fact that they were in the hallway, Junkrat was just able to take so much advantage out of that, getting as much damage that he can. Him almost having his ult, but surprisingly Tajin also having his ult, so he could definitely make some big plays here with this. But Desert Fox team is actually pushing up as much as they can onto this point, seeing what they could do, and Junkrat actually popping his own ult scene. If they could just hold him back as best as they can, going around back, see if they can get any supports. Him actually going down from Tajin, but him getting down Hickory and Buddha himself. With Reinhardt still just keeping that power at the choke, Tajin does actually get that Mercy. So it could be a huge opportunity for them to push in. Diva trying to use her bomb to just hold them back and keep them at bay. Maybe give it some time for Mercy to get that. But as they're retreating back to point here, it will give some room for Frog's team just to be able to push in, but Horrible I Am does actually get that Tracer, so they might have to rethink that plan. Still trying to dive in, get who they can. Diva bomb being popped out behind a wall, might not be able to get much, but Buddha does go down. So overall, somewhat even picks here for sure.
Yeah, now it's the Primal Rage coming out here from Frogs, trying to create some space in the point for his team. They're trying to gain a little bit of room, but it's a little bit difficult with the ultimates coming out for the current point defenders. Ryukin now and the Mercy coming out with a Valkyrie to keep everybody up and alive. It looks like they will start to clean up some of these kills. The Shadow coming through from Frost and swinging away here, representing Desert Legion Gaming. Coming out on the Reinhardt that we saw him play so well in the playoffs, able to block out some space for his team, and they're still holding on to the point well. Diving in after that pilot is Desert Fox taking out his opposite Pup Crisis, and the kills going the way of Desert Fox once more, right when we thought Frogs might be able to cap this point.
Absolutely. We actually see here Tajin swapping Genji. Interesting pick, I must say, but as Team Frogs is trying to get any swaps that they can to see if they could take this point as it's approaching up to 90%. They're going to have to do something soon, which might be kind of hard with Hickory going down. one of the healers can be a really big deal, especially Frost going down as well. This could be a huge opportunity, but Electric Stomp actually getting that pick on the Krondubs. Tyre going in along with Diva Bomb happening, trying to clear off that point, and does, with the especially kills going the way of Team Desert Frogs. With only a few left, they should be able to take him down and just overall clean up this match.
Yeah, Station out with the Dragon Blade, very low in health, trying to find a little bit of space, but we'll drop off there. It's going to be a Desert Fox cleanup on the first point of Lijiang. Looking very good so far.
Absolutely, and just the fact that as they were trying to go in there with dive, they never could really get their footing. They almost seemed like a little bit too split up, so that's definitely something they're going to have to try to get a handle on for this next round.
It looks like maybe some changes coming through. Copenhagen Cowboy on the Lucio. Horrible I Am now going off Junkrat to the Pharah. Would change of shape as Frogs on the Winston. Tajin again on Genji. Pup Crisis floating around a little bit, but will settle on Orisa. Buddha also on a Pharah. Interesting fight back and forth there as Hickory and Chronops Frogs the supports. A little bit of flexibility. Frogs now actually going over to the Diva and can flex tank quite a bit. Pairing off with Pup Crisis, looking to protect the team a little bit better and level this up on Lijiang 1-1.
Absolutely, but as Desert Fox now makes their, or as Team Desert makes their way onto the point, getting a hold of it first should be interesting to see here because now Frogs is definitely gonna have to make their push away into it. Even though him a little bit by himself, a little bit alone, maybe his team is gonna have to regroup here. But as they're actually, Buddha and Tajin do actually fall off the edge there, so this might be a quick cleanup for Team Desert Fox with both the supports going down, and looks like we actually had a dropout.
We could try and see if we can get Chronos back into the game. Did lose somebody, but yeah, I just maybe thought that fight may have been lost and dropping off there. But the contention's still happening. It looks like Desert Fox already starting to make a little bit of that advantage, but we'll see if Frogs can respond and get Chronos back into the game.
I was interested to see that those two players actually did take a dive. I'm curious to see if maybe that was maybe they got booped by the Lucy or Pharah or maybe even the Diva. Must have struggled to get back up there, but that was a little bit humorous, I will say. But it definitely seems so.
The point opened up, but I think we actually will be able to get Chronos back and a couple other players as well coming in for the All-Star game. So that'll be good to have substitutes just in case these teams do lose anybody. Make sure we have full sixes available.
Yeah, I definitely don't want a matchup of 5v6. That could be very disastrous. But they're definitely going to need that player if they're going to be trying to take this point back and keep it and holding it strong.
We'll get a substitution in for Rondebs, who wasn't able to get back in, but Aromatic Set should be able to join here. Also on Team Desert Fox coming in here and looking to get them back up to their sixes so we can continue the game. But I think this first point still may go the way of Desert Fox. You see them getting a lot of the kills in the feed, and Rondebs being the mercy that fell kind of left them a little disadvantaged. So I'm starting back up now. See if Aromatic Set can get in. I think he's a bit of a DPS player and could help out a little bit. They have somebody that can flex over to another healer.
It does actually look like Tajin is trying to be a little humorous of going Brigitte. But either way, as they're pushing in now with Zarya and Diva as their main tanks, Pup's actually swapping off from that Orisa. Trying to go left side, hopefully they don't get booped off here, but they are a little bit spread apart, so Team Desert could definitely take advantage of this. But as they're going in, Horrible I Am does actually get taken down, so with that pick they do have an opportunity to get to actually go in, but Tajin does go down himself, so with them trying to get on point, it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to, with Desert just getting the picks and holding it.
Yeah, a few ultimates go the way of the point defense right now. One of them coming out here, the Valkyrie from Ryukin, trying to keep everybody up on their feet as Fox will connect with the self-destruct from his D.Va. Yeah, still seems like a pretty thorough and just steady kind of hold here for Team Desert Fox. The barrage from Buddha will catch one on Copenhagen Cowboy, and as one goes the other direction, it's Pub Crisis falling. So, yeah, still looks like Team Desert Fox has the advantage on the point, but Frog's definitely putting up a good contention.
Absolutely, and they're definitely going to need this opportunity just to take the point back. And but D.Va Bomb actually trying to being popped here, try to clear out whoever they have left, which does actually get Electric Slump and that D.Va, so they will finally be able to take this point after they get the Lucio, with Team Desert Fox ending off on 81%. So
yeah, strong play from Fox there to get them that space, get a few kills with the D.Va Bomb, and then a few afterwards, able to start earning a little bit of percentage here. And they'll take some positives away from that. They still have a few ults to work with too, so well timed from them. A shadow will come out very quickly from Frost Throw, combined with the Copenhagen Cowboy sound barrier to try and push back into point. Pulse Bomb from Slump will connect, and already the kills going the way of the blue team as they push back onto the control point. Starting to earn that direction, and yeah, you see the feed going completely blue for them, and it will be a cap for Desert Fox on the point.
Yeah, definitely just taking that opportunity to get in there and take it strong. That was a very well played Shatter and Lucio right there. To actually get them onto point and get the picks that are needed, and even that D.Va Bomb blocking up that that High Noon from the Aromatic there, who actually is now swapping onto that Tracer. But as Team Frogs is trying to get in here, try to push in again, while Desert Fox is just holding his shield up and keeping it there. I believe that ult from Zarya was actually eaten by the D.Va, so very good by that. Another Shadow here being popped to be countered as well from that Pharah. Using her ult of her own, and now cleaning up. The kill feed is going red in favor of Team Frogs. With only Tracer left, it does seem like they'll be able to take this as it goes in overtime here with 99%. They got about 70% to take it, but they could do it.
Yeah, nice for them to finally flip that point back in overtime. Buddha with a fantastic rocket barrage just to kind of seal the deal for them and getting kills well, but not a lot of ultimates in the field, though the ones earned are going the way of the blue team here. Ryukin and Desert Fox already with one, Horrible very close to another. And Ryukin actually will use a Valkyrie here just to help him engage, as Frost already goes in heavily on Hickory and will take down that support. So it'll be difficult not to have Mercy in the fight. Obviously, the res is still such an influential part, and obviously the damage boost as well. It's going to be a self-destruct coming through. We'll see who can get away, but it actually catches a good double. Fox able to answer a couple there as Frogs goes one the other direction. Horrible may clean up the rest as the kill feed just go in the way of Team Desert Fox, and maybe a late contention. I don't know if Hickory can quite get back to point, but we'll be able to force that overtime. Not really room for res, tried it, lost it. Overtime meter still ticking down. I don't know if anybody else will be able to contend, and that will be the first round going to Team Desert Fox.
Yeah, definitely well played. I was definitely disappointed to see that the one player did actually lag out, but in all honesty, just the way the first round went, definitely seemed like they had the advantage on this Lijiang tower here. So
yeah, I couldn't agree more. But Fox here with a good D.Va Bomb right there towards that last portion, and did get blown up by one, but able to get a good double there, and definitely influential, starting the rest of the flurry of ultimates that would help them cap that point. Solid play from him, and solid play from the team. We'll get the map pick from Team Frogs back. And welcome back, Team Desert Fox, taking that first round of the All-Star game here, and really getting a good look at some of the best players in the league. Things going the way of Desert Fox. I think a little bit tighter in that game, and have some talented players to be sure. But Team Frog's looking to answer back here in Nepal. And yeah, what were your takeaways from that first match?
Frog's downfall is it didn't really seem like there was the most ideal communication just overall with that team. Even the comps were a little ishy almost, I'd say.
Yeah, it definitely could be an issue, and obviously having a player leave is kind of difficult to work with. But for the player back and looking to shift around a little bit, see what those substitutions will be. But the next map coming out, Nepal, another control point, and showed some glimpses, maybe some flashes of being able to take some of these points in the second round on Lijon, when Frog's not quite able to get a point there, and seeing if they can do it here on Nepal. Slightly different shape, and it may favor them a little bit more.
Absolutely. I saw Pharmacy is actually coming back from Milk Team, so wouldn't be surprised to see that again. Probably definitely going to be seeing Dive as well, but there's so many different players that play so many different things, so it should definitely be interesting to see what they pick.
Well, and it can be difficult too, because obviously the players don't play with each other very often, so building those comps, like you're saying, could be difficult.
Yeah.
But still trying to get a couple players in that should be able to help a little bit. Obviously, with larger rosters, not everybody can play all at once, so looking to get the rest of the players rotated through appropriately. And for those of you that are not aware, Season 4 starting very soon. Those applications are on the website. You can get those in and get a roster to an admin. Get you all sorted, get your team into the league for next season. Got quite a few teams already signed up, and should be a lot of fun. So looking forward to that. Make sure you're available.
Absolutely, and I believe that might actually end this Wednesday, so definitely be sure to get those in on time.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and sure. All these players, trying to get him. We'll get him in. Make sure it's all squared away.
But yeah, a lot of fantastic faces that we have here. A couple well known. Like, definitely remember seeing Tajin absolutely rocking it out the other day in one of the championships. He's playing a mean tracer, so wouldn't even be surprised if we saw that back as well.
Yeah, and pairing off with Aromatic Set, who is a DPS player as well, should be a good combination. And Buddha in there, they've got a lot of damage on Team Frog, so that may be the what they need to get back into the fight. I appreciate your patience while we get everybody sorted here. We'll make sure we can get everybody in appropriately.
Especially with Cubito Cubito 4-way. That's the one. For Fox. Hopefully they could even use him for this next round, just to maybe get some swaps in here. Definitely would help to have an extra player.
Yeah, definitely.
Just to organize them better.
It does look like there are some players coming in that will be able to help out a little bit. Got some Eternity players on Team Desert Fox, and I think Cubito will be able to join into, I think Frog side, be able to help out a little bit as well.
Hmm.
All right, I think we're just about set. So appreciate your patience, guys. Wanted to get everybody all squared away before we started. Obviously, I think the subs are through and correct. Just do the poll. All right, I think we're good to go.
Cube Cube Kabiro. Wow. He's on Fox team.
I got you. Switch that. There we go. Elsewhere. Wow, that was just painless, right? Completely. Oh, thank you guys for your patience. Like I said, difficult trying to get everybody in here. Everybody sorted, kind of scattered around a little bit, but finally got everybody where they're supposed to be, getting into Nepal.
And definitely ready to have this epic showdown continue on its way.
Yeah, I thought there was, like I said, a lot of exciting things in that first round. It could just be that it's first round and not having played a lot together. Looking to get that chemistry down, and we could see a little bit tighter game here on Nepal. So looking forward to that as the comps start to come out from both sides. Again, on the left, Team Desert Fox. In the blue, Desert Frost coming out of tank once more on Rizza, Electric Slump on Tracer, Ryukin, Horrible Am, and Copenhagen Cowboy filling out as well. Looks like Ryukin still undecided, while the DPS Horrible. We've seen him play a little bit of Junkrat, a little bit of McCree in the season as well. Copenhagen Cowboy will tank somewhat, but looks like going support this time on the Lucio. That Desert Fox still undecided. For the other side, still not a full comp just yet, but Pub Crisis, Buddha Frogs, and Aromatic Set all set. Tank and DPS players as Tage and Optimus may fill out these supports here. Ooh, and Ryukin go in Brigitte. Vision as well, interesting. Since all-star game, right? Like, just for fun.
Yeah, might as well. Brigitte, the newer hero, definitely an interesting one, having her own personal shield and a mace, very interesting, showing a lot of similarities to Reinhardt.
I don't know if we explicitly said one way or another if that's like allowed or not, but
yeah,
all-star game.
I guess it's a little too late, so
right. That's all right.
But as we're going into this game here, it does seem to be that Team Desert Fox is taking control over that bridge, while on pretty much the total opposite side, Team Frogs to go against them. But both at just the edges of the point, nobody really taking control just yet, as Team Desert Fox is finally inching way onto their point, getting a couple picks and getting what they need. Overall, just taking the point almost immediately, with Horrible Am absolutely doing a phenomenal job on that Junkrat.
And won't quite
wow.
Playing really well and cleaning up all over the place. Played for the tier winning Hawkman Esports in the rival tier, and shown some serious skill here on the Junkrat. Already with a Riptide and could use that to shut down the engagement, will do so, and comes directly through, looking to find one, and does on Tajan, playing the Moira, and fantastic pickup there from Horrible Am on the Junkrat.
It was interesting to see there, Pup Crisis actually just standing right in the middle of where the fire was. Definitely a good play by him, just so he was able to get back in his mech and regroup with his team, able to get back to spawn and all that. But as this fight continues, bullets going back and forth. No ults just yet to push it, but Team Desert Frost is definitely holding as best they can right up front. But like I said, just bullets going back and forth, no picks just yet, except for Ryukin getting that pick on that McCree. This could be their opportunity to just hold it and keep it there stronger, with Junkrat going in as well, getting that both of those supports, and they're just going to be staying up close and keeping that point even longer.
Yeah, just plugging up this choke right here, and no one can really break through, or maybe try another flanking route or something, because Team Frog's really getting held at this choke point. And yeah, just maybe need to figure out a different strategy, because they don't have a lot of room to work with. But difficult for them so far. You see Tajan switch over to the Mercy just to provide a little bit more healing as options. Now with the Transcendence could make things interesting. Buddha getting caught in a tough spot though, getting pulled there by Electric Slump, but was able to find a little bit of safety as Ryukin is able to pick off Aromatic Set with the Deadeye. Still a 5v5 though, as Optimus grabs this one as well, but still Frogs having a difficult time pushing through this center opening.
Zenny ult now being popped here. They could definitely use this as their opportunity, even though Zenny ult being popped as, from the other side as well. Slump actually using his ult as well, just to try to clear them out and try to push them back. But Frogs is definitely making their way onto the point, trying to use Diva Bomb to maybe keep them at bay. But still, the picks are absolutely going to the Desert Fox team, just getting those final few. And at 99% here, they will be taking this second round, it appears.
Yeah, and almost able to flip that point back, but not quite though. As Team Desert Fox again just pushing them back into that chokehold made it really difficult for them to get to the point and really kind of get any traction. So solid win again from them. See what Frogs comes out with in the second time here, or second round on the ball.
It's interesting to see now that they're actually going to be trying to run some pharmacy and a tracer, try to combat Team Frogs here. Slump now going Zarya as well with Aromatic onto that tracer. Optimus now on the Vegeta, the new character. Definitely a lot of swaps actually going for both teams, but definitely both teams definitely having that Arisa and pharmacy. But as they're going into here, Team Desert kind of, oh sorry, I'm at a loss for words, but they're both approaching the point now. No picks just yet, of course. The Frogs does actually go down here along with Desert Frost, and both Arisas down, so it's definitely the, wow, sorry, I'm at a loss for words.
I think Buddha doing really well for Frogs, able to get a couple kills in early, and surprising that you know, Desert Fox team with the Lucio, where they were able to get to the point first, but not quite able to get the kills they needed. But now the rest coming through onto Frost will kind of give them a little bit of encouragement as they come back in. Buddha looking for the Mercy, may just find it, but able to evade it pretty well, and that's a nice play there from Copenhagen Cowboy, but finally will fall. Frogs looks like they have the advantage on the point. Yeah, the kill's really going their direction. A self-destruct comes out from Pup Crisis just to take down Horrible out of the sky, and that's been a DPS player that's been an issue for them. But now it will be Frogs wrapping up the point for the first time in a round, for the first time in this game, and looking a little bit tighter. It's looking better for them.
Yeah, especially with all the comedy from both teams are actually very high, but Frogs definitely going up and trying to put the pressure on them to keep them back and keep this point as much as they can. But with Aromatic and Tajin actually both having their ults, they could definitely have the potential of keeping this for as long as they can. But as far as ults, it almost looks like every player on Team Desert has their ults and are just ready to make this huge push and take the point right back.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do. It looks like a Rocket Barrage coming out here from Horrible, actually able to catch 2, and looks really solid. Looks like I thought it was going to be Buddha coming out with that one, but has a Rocket Barrage as well and may find a couple. But definitely strong again from Horrible, who's been playing a solid DPS, getting a couple kills and maybe able to answer this back for Fox. But as I say that, the kill's still be going the way of Frog's team, right behind the Diva play of Pup Crisis, doing really well just to really aggressively chase down the members of Desert Fox. It's looking better for them.
Absolutely, and I will say that was a pretty impressive job from Pup Crisis now with his ult, able to hold it. He's going to be potentially using his ult here soon, but there he actually ended up going behind and getting that Mercy and Pharah, so definitely a huge play to get that pharmacy out of the way. But with Supercharger now being popped from Desert, maybe trying to use his ult to get any picks, sadly wasn't able to do much. Maybe it's just using it to charge his ult. But Diva Bomb now being popped up to make sure that they held him at bay. Just maybe to get that extra little bit of percentage, but Buddha popping his ult, getting Desert Fox. Definitely going to be a big opportunity to keep him back. But Mercy actually going to get a kill right on Buddha. Picks definitely going evenly almost, but now finally Team Frogs will be getting the picks and keeping the point.
Pup Crisis going absolutely bananas back here, getting these retreating members of Team Desert Fox, and coming out of, I believe, this Winky Face from the rivals here, looking very, very solid. And like this Diva play from Pup Crisis, but now at 99%, things were going really well for Team Frogs, looking to push back the rest of Team Desert Fox and get their first point of the match. Slump in a tough spot, does go out of mech as another ultimate here for Pup Crisis, actually looking to kind of spread out the rest of these incoming attackers. Still the feed going the way of Team Frogs. Aromatic set popping off on the Tracer, grabbing a Q3, and overtime meter will tick down. That's a solid round for Team Frogs to answer back. 1-1 for them.
Absolutely. I think Team Frogs was really just looking for that opportunity to get on the point, and now that they finally did, they held it, and they held it strong. So it's definitely a very interesting turnaround, and that could show the potential for the rest of the matches. It was also interesting. It was also interesting to see that Desert actually tried swapping to a little bit of a dive comp here, so maybe they could use that along with Reaper. Slump even himself going Bastion, that should be interesting to see here, but not very many changes from Team Frogs.
It's like they may have struck a vein that works for them, and we'll see if they stick to it, but Slump may actually switch off the Bastion. We'll go Lucio now, just give them the extra healing and the boost coming through. For the other side, Silicon Geek coming out from Optimus. healing there with Tajin. Healing in quotes.
Yeah, she seems to be a bit more of a support carrier than necessarily a healer, but Team Desert Fox just staying together and getting on point, taking out. They're definitely just the ones trying to. Oh, a little bit of lag there, but definitely the kills going their way with Ryukin actually going in, getting those headshots, getting those tanks, and that Mercy. So that definitely allowed his team to take the point and keep it.
Yeah, answering right back here and looks for Buddha in the sky, is able to dash in and grab that Pharah. Looking very solid on the Genji and making a difference here for Team Desert Fox, able to clean up most of Team Frogs. But they'll come back in and get their 6 back and re-engage. Buddha at 66% to a Rocket Barrage, so Ultimate still looking to build around the same time for both sides. And dashing back in, not in a great spot, getting healed well, able to reflect, and Ryukin will disappear around the corner. Aromatic set now with a pulse bomb for the Team Frogs, rather, could find a little bit of space and some room for them. Will use it, doesn't quite connect, but Optimus is able to get a kill and a support regardless. Now the control point after that kill, they're really starting to push now. Oh, look at that. Able to completely wipe Desert Fox. It happened faster than I could even cast it, but yeah, able to move back into the point very quickly. And that initial, I really liked how they did that there. They got the initial kill and then just all swarmed into the point, knowing that the numbers advantage, and looked very solid as they overtook it. Ultimate's building for them. They've got a few to contend with from the defenders, but they'll be happy to have the point. As we said, definitely better defending than maybe engaging. So we'll see if they can hold on.
Absolutely, especially with Team Frogs. And as I was just about to talk about ults, Ryujin actually pops his, getting that Mercy, but does actually go down himself. So this could be an opportunity to get in and get at that point with Horrible Am going in and taking out that Pharah. Now the kill's finally going to Desert's team's side, with Pup Crisis trying to use his ult to maybe hold him back and keep him away from the point to try to hold it, with Optimus getting a pick on Horrible Am. Again, just overall a lot of damage here. Aromatic trying to use his Tracer Bomb and getting that Mercy. Just picks absolutely going back and forth. Again, going to Desert's side, with ending of that fight off with 3 ults and 3 ults to respond with on Team Frogs.
Yeah, they did that pretty well and were able to get back in the point pretty aggressively, to the point they didn't need to use a lot of ults. Now you see them pushing out to try and get some of these stalls. Slump will be stalled for the current point defenders, but Riot can still be able to get the kill on Frog, so without that shield tank could be difficult. But now Buddha getting the kill on Frost could give them the advantage, though, as I say, that it's still a 4v4. But kills still whittling down. You may just see Frogs push back into this point, and Buddha does so here. Very low on health, though, needs some help from the supports, and Desert Fox on the D.Va just sees how low that Pharah is, dives in immediately, and it may be gone for them. But the self-destruct coming through, Pup Crisis tries to escape, finds the protection of the shield from Frogs, who's now switched to a Winston. It's going to be another self-destruct coming the other direction. Still nothing connecting, but Aromatic Set able to get one on Desert Frost. Control point still ticking up for Frogs, so looking to eclipse that point. 78% earned by Desert Fox, but it's looking pretty good so far. They're holding well.
Absolutely, and just the points and the kills just keep on going back and forth between teams, especially with both Reapers going down here. Just overall very similar from both teams, but still Desert Fox with a lot of the percentage, a lot of the ults. So we might be seeing that here, especially with Ryujin having his ult. Maybe he could use that to lead in here, maybe. But still, Team Frogs is just keeping themselves up and holding them at the choke point as they're trying to inch forward together. Ryujin going in, probably because
ate out a few ults too as well. It's not the Dragonblade coming through, trying to catch a couple. It is able to find Optimus, but wants to find a little bit more, able to get the kill there. And I think it will be maybe Frogs trying to bait out a few of these ultimates, knowing they have time to engage one more fight should they all come out, and that may just be exactly what's happening, as you see a lot of ultimates coming out from Frog side, or from Fox side rather.
Absolutely, and just getting that point as it was just hitting 99%, with them approaching 90 themselves, them pushing up as much as they can, just to try to keep them at bay and prevent them from getting the point at all. Pup Christ is now going in, trying to use his ult. Sadly, actually does get that Mercy with Horrible Am responding with his own ult, his own, getting that 3 there. A Riptire getting Horrible Am, but Aromatic getting rezzed here. Overall fairness so far, again, with all the picks, but it just went into overtime and they could not get on the point.
Oh, couldn't quite get there. And yeah, it's going to be another win for Team Desert Fox, and congratulations to them. A solid win here on Nepal. Quick Lijiang Nepal matchup. And yeah, just Horrible Am. Again, we saw him tearing up on the Junkrat. Maybe that first point defense. But yeah, just completely obliterating the Frog side. Looking very solid.
Absolutely. That was absolutely a beautiful triple. Actually Quad just overall destroying that team in that first fight there.
Solid round 2, Team Desert Fox. Yeah, just honestly a bit of a quick game there. The best 2 out of 3, but stronger side getting the advantage. So yeah, we'll get some kind of post-game thoughts, and we'll be right back. Alright, we are back. A much closer match on Nepal. Still saw Desert Fox team winning 2-1. Still, the map coming out now. Eichenwald in at this best of 5. Frogs looking to answer back on the hybrid, and definitely what we saw a lot of times in the playoffs. Possible that teams can lose those first 2 maps and have an opportunity to come back in. So we'll see if that is how this one goes. I think we do have a substitution. Cron that was able to come back in, and could be Kibito 4-way making a swap for Desert Fox team. We haven't seen that change just yet, but see what they have in store for us. Again, coming out on Eichenwald, the hybrid pick, and be Team Desert Fox defending first. What do you think Frogs could possibly change from that Nepal match and switch it up to be successful on Eichenwald?
I gotta say, Frog's team, as much as they've got a lot of wow, as much as they've got a lot of good players, it just seems like the communication almost wasn't there. So I would love to see them a lot more grouped, and maybe even bringing in stronger shields.
Yeah, I can see that. I know that they've got quite a few, I think you said Shield Tank players to get in there and make a difference. But I think, I don't know if we have any other substitutions coming through, so we'll just get into Eichenwald here pretty quickly. Nice, we're going to a hybrid map, playing those two control points. We'll switch up here. Make sure we have the readies from both sides and we'll get you started.
But I will say, just after those past two matches, Desert Fox just absolutely taken those leads. So it'll be interesting to see what Frogs can come up with just to overall try to counteract it.
I think we do have the readies here. Oh, as I say that, I think we just lost somebody. Make sure we get all those players back in. But again, yeah, a lot of solid plays coming out here from all these players this season. A lot of high-level stuff. Copenhagen Cowboy, like I said, played for Eternity in the top tier, the champion tier. A lot of solid play along with Ryukin. Horrible Am again in Hogpen Esports, Desert Fox, Desert Frost from Desert Legion Gaming, and Electric Slump from, I believe, Sacred Angels, the rival tier. Looking very good for Desert Fox. Looking to get the win here on Eichenwald to take the series.
Absolutely. Eichenwald, I definitely know a map good for pharmacy, so I wouldn't even be surprised to see that again. Almost having pharmacy almost every match now. So.
And again, we said that we thought the pharmacy could just kind of nerf directly into the ground when those changes came through, but the res still very helpful, and the damage boost obviously very prevalent in some of these fights. So still useful, and I think I'm seeing Mercy a lot more often than I think I expected to.
Mercy, even though as nerfed as she was, she's still a very powerful healer and definitely still one of those ideal picks. But it should be interesting to see how the meta for support-wise changes with Brigitte coming in, because now she's going to be similar to Symmetra, just not able to get as much healing, but she still does have very powerful healing. But definitely something to be paired with Mercy, so wouldn't be surprised to see that come back as well.
What I like, Brigitte and Moira are very similar in that they can kind of peel as supports and help out the opposite supports. You're not as reliant on some of those DPS or tanks to drop off and kind of help you out. They can kind of focus on what they're doing, and it just doesn't. It requires a little bit more coordination, but I think you're in a better spot as a support when you've got a stronger support that's used to a little bit more of that DPS play.
Absolutely, and just the fact that she has her own personal shield will also be very interesting to see just how it compares to even some of the other tanks as well. Just that own self-protection should be very useful.
All right, looks like we do have everybody back in, so we'll get you to Eichenwald. Where we started, this is the week 1 map, so it could be the last map here, and a little bit fitting and in the season the way we started.
Yeah, definitely a very amazing season. It's amazing to be a part of. So many good teams, so many good players. Yeah,
we had some fantastic matches as well. A lot that really went the distance, especially in the playoffs. So go and tab over, check those out in the Twitch archive. We also upload those to the YouTube channel as well, so you can go and look at all the games from this season, last season. Really good stuff over there, and yeah, it's been fun this season, and again, season 4 right around the corner. Looking forward to a lot of good action and gameplay from the now Overwatch Xbox community, OWXL.
Yeah, and I do know recently we've had a lot more. Oh dear. So we may have had another drop. But definitely throughout the last season, a lot of people have really joined. So you should see a lot more new faces, and of course those good old familiar faces as well, just to see how the new players fit in and just combo in any way at all.
And again, a lot of new teams joining. So should be a lot of good stuff in the next season. But looks like we did lose a player again. Man, connection's just all over the place today. Difficult for people to stay in the game. Make sure we get everybody all square beforehand. And appreciate you guys' patience with us while we get all the players back in. Again, these full sixes to play and difficult, but working on it, and we'll be right back. All right, a little bit of difficulty, but we are back. Cubito is able to get into the game. Cubito, rather, able to get into the game, and should be all squared away now. But technical difficulties on this All-Star Sunday. What can you do?
Yeah, absolutely could be a downer sometimes, but now we have a plentiful amount of members. The game is just about starting here. Cupigo, does actually appear Frog's team will be running that triple tank, but Horrible AM with that excellent placement of the trap does actually get that Genji already.
That Paramedic set falling there early, and obviously the spawn right there able to regroup, but could be indicative of the difficulty Frogs could have pushing through this choke point. Fox has had a good defense up in this game. Or in this game up to this point, so they'll look to do the same here on this hybrid. Definitely could have choked defense like we saw in Nepal, and could be more of the same. But now coming in for this engagement, nobody dropping just yet after the Aromatic set initial fall. Optimus a little bit low and will get out of mech actually, so without that tank could be difficult for them to continue engaging. Horrible and Electric, or rather Horrible, getting in the mix as well. This DPS is really going to work as Aromatic set tries to answer back, but Horrible again goes down, but had a Riptire incredibly early and able to use the takedown Pup Crisis. It'll be Frogs, Team Frogs rather, having to regroup and re-engage this point.
Absolutely, and it is interesting to see that here, that Frogs himself is actually playing Lucio, attempting to solo heal. As I say, that Cupico actually does swap to the Moira. So it is good to see them now swapping off, just overall to make sure that they have that more health. But as they're trying to push in the point here, support from both teams actually going down, but Desert Frost still getting those picks that they need. But they're just trying to fight on point, do what they can, but picks so far going evenly way. Horrible AM actually now going down. Again, it still just looks like Desert Fox absolutely doing a phenomenal job on D.Va, keeping that point alive and keeping that team at bay.
Yeah, it's Team Frogs looking to earn a little bit more percentage, nothing really connecting just yet, and now a D.Va Bomb coming out will catch Frogs, so it should be a good defensive wrap-up for them. Now a Valkyrie, I believe, coming out from Ryukin, maybe a little bit unnecessary, though, as it looks like the fight may already be won for them, so they won't have that support ultimate, but they do have the teleporter up, so they may be okay regardless. It's another Riptire coming in from Horrible, looking to find a little bit of damage, goes all the way over the top, and we'll find a couple in the back. That's a good double from that Junkrat, and he's been an issue for them kind of all game. Just finds really good opportunities to create space, and looks really good.
Absolutely. Even though Team Frogs does have a lot of counters for him, it's no matter to him. He's still absolutely just doing the damage that he has to do. Especially with Tracer actually getting Pup Crisis, so they're definitely gonna have to wait another second, just because of these very good DPS players. Just making sure that they stay at bay and are not able to continue.
Yeah, the stagger even with coming through is difficult as well. But what were you saying? Sorry.
I was just gonna say, Team Frog's actually having a lot of ults here. As they're grouping up, they do have a lot of potential to be able to take this point, even with the teleporter still up. But as I say that, Moira actually does pop her ult, trying to do the damage and healing that she can with Pup Crisis and that Genji doing their ults as well. Aromatic does actually slash Horrible I Am's Riptire, but they're absolutely just pushing onto point. Grab being popped now with them being trapped. This should be a possible cleanup for team. Oh, actually, as I said, Desert Fox absolutely just fighting right back and getting the picks that they need, and will appear actually able to, with the team advantage, actually able to hold this point even further.
Yeah, they might actually be able to get a tick here. It looks they've just a few squishies on the point for the defenders, and we'll see. I think it's just Frogs though. We'll see if he's trying to clean up a little bit, but I don't know if it's really going to pan out for them. They do have time for reinforcements to come through, but I think the defenders really just too strong for them, and do have the numbers back to continue defending this point. Just 36 seconds though for Team Frogs, and again finding a difficult time breaking through this choke.
Absolutely, that Junkrat is just feeding damage right into there, but we're actually seeing some swap ups here as Team Frogs is trying to use dive to their advantage, and Frogs actually getting a pick on Horrible I Am. So this, with that powerful DPS player down, this could be their potential to go in and get who they can with. Even though Pipe Crisis does actually go down, they might be shut down immediately. But Ryukin does actually get taken down. So again, another possibility. But Horrible I Am and Symmetra just keeping them at bay. That teleporter definitely being made use of, and that'll be it without sadly getting a single tick. That will be a Team Desert Fox point.
Yeah, full hold from them, very strong on Eichenwald here to shut down the attack from Frogs. Once again, a difficult contention there at the choke. They had a hard time breaking through that defense, and yeah, pretty quick work here for Team Desert Fox, looking to wrap up this third game on Eichenwald and take the series.
It's interesting to see here that Desert Fox actually going Hanzo Horrible I Am on Doomfist and another Vegeta. So it does look like they're gonna try to meme their way to victory along with Widow. So should be kind of funny to see. But Team Frogs are absolutely gonna preparing themselves to have this full hold and to at least make sure they get a draw.
Yeah, the potential is definitely there, especially with the comp they're running. Possible for them to, with just so much damage, to shut down that choke and plug it up just the same, and then move on to another map. So definitely way back in here for Team Frogs. We'll see if this is the answer. But yeah, with the aggression that we've seen from Team Desert Fox, it could be difficult for them to really fight back in any capacity.
Absolutely, trying a similar strat here where they have a Symmetra and an Orisa, just hopefully able to just plug up that objective as you were saying, along with Junkrat. But it does look like Team Desert Fox will be sticking with their comp of Hanzo, Widowmaker, Doomfist, Brigitte, Tracer, and Moira. So that's pretty funny to see. But of course, with their plentiful amount of damage, they might even be able to take this. But Symmetra here trying to prepare as best as he can, along with Junkrat, definitely able to have this damage and keep him at bay.
Yeah, no, coming out, they only need the single tick to take the point, and looking to come out very aggressively. But again, all the Symmetra turrets and damage will already start to take their toll as Pup Crisis is able to get a quick pick on the Desert Frost and finds another two here. Kobe and Cowboy and Ryukin both falling, and things going the way of Frogs early. And just solid here from this Junkrat. Finally taking a page out of the Horrible I Am book, switching over this way and really causing a lot of damage for the incoming attackers.
Absolutely, and I think that really just their downfall at the first point was there that Brigitte was actually in front with her shield, trying to lead the charge, but sadly her shield is just not big enough to take that charge and keep her going.
Yeah,
so as
Pup Crisis now with a Riptire, but what were you about to say?
I was gonna say, as they're trying to get some swap ups in here with Desert Fox actually swapping onto that Orisa, and actually some going on the Junkrat, they could use this. Use these swaps to really in favor as their advantage, even though Pup Crisis does actually get that pick on that Junkrat. So it does look like they're going to have to be holding back and even possibly have to make a few more switches as well.
Yeah, still looking good here for Team Frogs. Buddha with the teleporter on Symmetra could be really helpful for them just to continue defending this point. 2 minutes and 44 seconds for the incoming attackers. Kill still going the way of Team Frogs, though, as Pup Crisis again in the feed and becoming quite a regular up at the top right-hand corner. And Ryukin here with the Coalescence could help the attack kind of initiate. They're starting to get a few kills now, and maybe they found a crack here that could help them push this point.
Absolutely, Moira popping her ult to try to get who she can. Does actually get that Widowmaker. Horrible I am getting in the background, taking that teleporter, so they could definitely use this to their advantage and have a lot of potential here to take this first point. Now Hog trying to use his ult, getting that Moira, but sadly it may not be enough to prevent them from taking this point.
Yeah, look at
Definitely
everybody else now with the Dragon Strike, Desert Frost coming through and clearing out a couple off the point. It's about halfway to a tip for them, and that's all they really need. It's going to continue ticking up, and that will do it. Team Desert Fox able to take the All-Star game in a very comprehensive 3-0 cap for them.
Absolutely, just a phenomenal job just a phenomenal job from both teams. Even seeing Pup Crisis here getting that that play of the game as Junkrat. In the beginning, they're just able to do so much damage to that Brigitte shield. Sadly, just not enough to really keep them protected, as I was saying. But definitely a phenomenal job by both teams, and but definitely the win taken from Desert. So
A little bit stronger there, but still looking good, and it's a phenomenal season again from everybody. Obviously, with the All-Star game, it's difficult to get those that chemistry down that quickly, but still a solid game, and appreciated getting to watch it here. We'll get some post-game thoughts when we come back. Oh, and solid game from Team Desert Fox. Again, what can you do in a game when you can't really get the team chemistry down just yet? But still, also a game. Fun to see all these players who, again, have been just making a difference for the teams throughout the season. You can go back and watch some of those games. A lot of solid highlights. And we're trying to crank out a few Season 3 highlights for you. And, we take some during the games as well. So the clips section has a few of those. But yeah. Just Sarge, thanks for helping cast. Really solid season, and really appreciate all the teams here and all the players taking time to play these games and bring their entertainment to you viewers. It's been a really solid season, and yeah, just excited for season 4, man. Really excited. Should be a lot of fun. And right around the corner, I believe the signups for that end on the is it the 28th? The captain
yes, I believe Wednesday.
Rosters will be due. I want to say the 11th of April, and then the season starts on the 16th. So right around the corner, make sure you're in there for that. And looking forward to getting all that action. But yeah, man, I don't really have anything else to add. Anything from you?
No, just the signups are on the website, as you said. Definitely a phenomenal season. Definitely can't wait for that one. For the next one upcoming here, but yeah, overall just a great time.
Thanks, guys, from the OWXL League. Again, soon to be OXC, Overwatch Xbox community, and from all the All-Star players. Salt and Pepper, 4 stars VKL. See you next time.
Surprisingly, Tajin also having his ult, so he can definitely make some big plays here with this. But Desert Fox team is actually pushing up as much as they can onto this point, seeing what they could do, and Junkrat actually popping his own ult scene. If they could just hold him back as best as they can, going around the back, see if we can get any supports. Him actually going swaps that they can to see if they could take this point as it's approaching up to 90%. They're gonna have to do something soon, which might be kind of hard with Hickory going down. One of the healers can be a really big deal, especially Frost going down as well. This could be a huge opportunity, but absolutely, and they're definitely going to need this opportunity just to take the point back. And but Diva Bomb actually trying to be popped here, try to clear out whoever they have left, which does actually get Electric Slump, and as they can right up front. But like I said, just bullets going back and forth, no picks just yet, except for getting that pick on that McCree. This could be their opportunity to just hold it and keep it there stronger. With Junkrat going in as well, getting this from the other side as well. Slump actually using his ult as well, just to try to clear them out and try to push them back. But Frogs is definitely making their way onto the point, trying to use Diva Bomb to maybe keep them at bay. But still, the picks are absolutely going.
Unnecessary though, as looks like the fight may already be won for them, so they won't have that support. All things they're doing the teleporter up, so they may be okay regardless. It's another Riptide coming in from Horrible, looking to find a little bit of damage. Goes all the way over the top, and we'll find a couple in the back. It's good dump. And now they only need a single tick to take the point, and come out very aggressively. But again, all the symmetric turrets and damage will already start to take their toll as Pub Cries is able to get a quick pick onto Desert Frost and finds another 2 here. Copenhagen Cowboy and Riot can both falling, and things going the way of Frogs early.